Hi everyone, my name is Enid Bebbington and I'm the Digital Marketing Manager for the Artist PIGSY. Working with PIGSY has given me the opportunity to get up close and personal to PIGSY's works, travel to Spain for his artist residency in La Casa Amarilla Gallery in Malaga with curators David Burbano and Roy Laguna, along with working alongside curators Steve Kemp of the Kemp Gallery and Ronan Campbell of Design Yard Gallery. I'm really excited to be working on the latest PIGSY project, which is where I will be showcasing some of his artworks in a video series. You may be familiar with PIGSY's work, particularly if you've been following his career since he was featured in filmmaker Mike Andrews' short film PIGSY, which was showcased in the prestigious Galway Film Festival back in 2018. However, to give further information, PIGSY is an Irish artist, born on the north side of Dublin. He is known as Kieran McCoy, an award-winning architect, but as PIGSY, he puts a division between his architectural career and his art career and paints under this alter ego to create large-scale artworks. The mediums that PIGSY uses range from everyday household acrylic paint, chalk, oil sticks, acrylic sticks, oil paint, spray paint, charcoal, and any other medium that feels right at the time of painting. PIGSY explains, "I like the looseness of my paintings. I don't really want to put boundaries on myself or to be neat and proper. That's my architectural life. I like to be able to express myself freely in a fast, free-flowing, loose way. I really like the imperfection of the process." He goes on to say that many of his paintings are self-portraits or semi-biographical, and I quote, "I paint about the things going on in my head at the time of painting. People have said to me that the paintings are angry, but I don't think they're angry. I'm just expressing the frustrations of someone who lives with dyslexia. Words frustrate me and fascinate me at the same time. I sometimes don't understand the sounds of the letters, what they mean and what they do or what they don't do. Because of this, I like to draw quick and loose, as opposed to when I'm designing a building, and that needs to be more rigid and consistent. I've also taken from street artists who have to paint fast. I think if you're drawing fast, there's an honesty to it, because there's no manipulation and overthinking. It's just straight from your head onto the canvas. I love the no phony approach to that. This spontaneous approach takes away all inhibitions. I deliberately don't correct words that have been misspelled, and I sometimes break them apart to emphasize what can be going on in my head. He also splashes and spills paint loosely over the canvas, which keeps the honest approach. PIGSY explains, "For a long time I covered up the writing completely, so as to not expose myself too much to the outside world. But as I got older, I've stopped doing that. I'm happy where my art is at the moment, and I feel that it's totally me. It's a take it or leave it approach. Art is a way of expressing myself, and it's a nice break from the normal day-to-day work routine of an architect. The creative process between art and architecture are very different disciplines. With architecture, I have specific briefs and goals that I aim to achieve. With art, there are no boundaries. I just express what's in my mind at the time that I am working, and in all honesty, I'm trying to get the thoughts out of my mind and onto the canvas. I see it as a healthy process. Work and life can be stressful at times, and I find going to my studio and throwing a large piece of canvas on the ground and painting helps me release all those stresses in a creative and positive way." For this series, the first of the 3 artworks that I'm focusing on today is PIGSY's The Extraordinary Crucified for You, which is 190 centimeters wide by 145 centimetres high, and it uses such mediums as charcoal, pencil, spray paint, wax crayon, enamel paint, oil and oil sticks on canvas. In this artwork, the artist poses the question, are you better off being ordinary and not having to deal with problems associated with being extraordinary? These problems, he surmises, include a lack of privacy, an expectation from the public, and all forms of negative attention which has been exacerbated by the emergence of social media. From the time of Jesus being crucified to the struggles of the likes of Elvis and Basquiat in more recent times, the artist wonders, is it the public that drives the mental issues that affect people in the spotlight? Or are they a trade-off from the ability that they possess as performers? The artist also fears the prospect of becoming successful himself, and instead of painting being a release, it becomes a burden where a certain level of performance is expected by an uncaring public. The next Pigsy piece I will discuss is Laoch, which translates from the Irish language as my hero. Laoch is 150 centimetres wide by 150 centimetres high, and again uses the mediums of charcoal, pencil, spray paint, wax crayon, enamel paint, oil and oil sticks on canvas. It is a rarity that a character in a Pigsy piece is not a version of the artist himself, but in this artwork, the figure is that of famous Irish writer James Joyce. The inspiration for this painting came after watching a documentary on Joyce and the realised connection between him and the artist's uncle, also James, whom he never met, but whose house he now owns. In this artwork, Pigsy explores Irish art and literature and considers whether James Joyce was talking about normal people like his Uncle James in his celebrated novel Dubliners. Pigsy also poses the question whether Uncle James could have been a role model and mentor for Pigsy, for he was also a poet and artist. The title Laoch is Gaelic for my hero, a reference to the actual feelings for Joyce and the potentially stronger feelings for his uncle that alas never existed. Note that Joyce holds the red spelling book. This is Pigsy's nemesis, an item depicted in many of his artworks to signify his struggle with dyslexia. The third piece we will look at is Non-Serviam, which is sized 150 centimetres wide by 150 centimetres high and was created using mediums such as charcoal, pencil, spray paint, wax crayon, enamel paint, oil and oil sticks on canvas. Non-Serviam is a piece that deals with the contradiction between the refusal to adhere to society's rules and the loneliness and helplessness that are a result of this refusal. Non-Serviam, I will not serve, is a bold statement of non-compliance and self-sufficiency, but looking deeper into the piece, there is a call for help and the need for a guardian angel to save the artist. With the knowledge that almost every main character in Pigsy's art is a self-portrait, there is the suggestion that the guardian angel required is his art, and there exists a hope of self-salvation through it. Another clear indicator of the confusion caused by this paradox is the use of the word malaika, an Islamic word for angel, on the angel's chest. However, it's spelt wrong as malaka, a Greek term for wanker. And that's the end of this presentation on 3 of Pigsy's artworks. As I said at the beginning, this is going to be a series of videos, so I hope you enjoyed the first one and you will join me for future videos showcasing Pigsy's work. In this slide, Pigsy and I are pictured together recently at the opening of his exhibition Catharsis of Collapse in Kenmare Buttermarket Gallery. The work that was presented at this exhibition was created while he was in residency in La Casa Amarilla Gallery in Spain, and it consists of artworks that I will focus on in future videos. So, thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to showing you more of Pigsy's neo-expressionist artworks very soon. Thank you.